Hello! Thought I'd do a quick video to show a few things that we've been running on Seth's car recently. Most notably, we have tried the new to us, 13mm WillSpeed Springs. I've heard good things about these, not only from fellow racers at MB, but our friends over at 1066 that help us out with a lot of parts and spares and bits and pieces on the car. Some of the guys over there have run them and said good things about them, but there is an issue. They are a 13mm spring, and they're a 13mm spring top and bottom. The Xray springs are not. They are a 13mm spring to the top, and they actually taper to 12mm at the bottom. So it is a little bit of a problem. Obviously you need to run a different cup at the bottom. We could run some older Xray 12mm cups, could run associated cups, but regardless of which cups we tried, we could not get the car low enough. And we run the car at 13mm front and back when we race indoors on carpet. Always run it at 13mm, and we couldn't get anywhere near that, which was a shame. And obviously the car is, because the springs are slightly longer, the car was always sprung. It wouldn't just sit nicely. So we tried a few things. We tried different brand spring cups. We tried making some little adapters so we could use some 12mm cups with this 13mm adapter that I printed. Just trying various, spring cups that we got, but nothing worked properly. So in the end, what we've done is we have drawn up our own. So these spring cups, these are the rears, and obviously the shock eyelet goes in the bottom there, and these are 13mm, but these are the rears, and these are designed to be as low as humanly possible on the car. So if we look at the back of the car, and hopefully you can see a little bit, the spring cup it's almost touching the wishbone. It's quite hard to see there in the light, but it's very, very close. It's not touching, but it's very close. And then at the front, we've got a different cup, because obviously it's a slightly different design because it drops down into the wishbone. And that cup, again, gives us a little bit of flexibility. You can see there, even though we're at 13mm, we've got a little bit of adjustability on the front. We've also got a little bit of adjustability on the back. So we could go 1 or 2mm lower, but it just rides really, really well, guys. Really happy with it. You can see it just settles really nicely. It just feels lovely. On the bench it felt good, so we had high hopes, and sure enough, it was very, very good on track. It landed well, it jumped really well, no double bouncing, no silliness, cornered really well, cornered very flat, wasn't lifting a wheel, and I think that's because we've got the stiffest spring on the back, so we're keeping a lot of stiffness in the car, so it's not rolling as much and lifting that wheel, and the front's not collapsing. So yeah, all in all, really impressed with these. So thank you, WillSpeed. They are very reasonably priced as well. Obviously we've got to pay for these, but if you buy a bunch, there's a discount on the website, and they get cheaper the more you buy. So I'd recommend buying a full set, to be honest, and then you've got everything you need. Just a couple of other pointers on the car that may be of interest, anybody running Xray. A couple of little things that we've found that have certainly helped us go just that little bit quicker, and every millisecond counts in carpet racing. We found standing the shocks up on the tower on the front has been good for us. We normally run 1 in on the front. Certainly when we go to Peru, we run the front shock 1 in on the tower just to calm the front down a little bit. But at MB, tight twisty carpet track, we've found that running the front fully stood up has been really good. Just seems to sharpen the front up a little bit. We run the back shock 1 in on the tower, and then on the wishbone we obviously run it fully out on the front. So obviously you can see where the screw is there, fully out. And then on the back, I think it's pretty much kit setup because we've got these sort of new little bits and pieces that drop the shocks down. And in terms of oils, there's been a lot of testing, a lot of different opinions on oils. But what we found is going quite light on the oil on the car has certainly been the right move for us. And we've helped quite a lot of our friends, quite a lot of new racers, and certainly some of our Xray teammates to sort of dial their cars in as well. Basically, we've got kit pistons on the car. So we've got the thick pistons in. We've got the two 1.6, two 1.8. Generally, we always use the two 1.6, two 1.8 if we can, because it just means it's easier to know where you are when you're changing oils and tracks. Sometimes we've gone up to a 2 2.0 on the back and maybe even a 2 1.8 on the front at places like Robin Hood. But generally, we stick with that. None of this nonsense of putting another hole in the piston or 3 holes or all the rest of it just makes it too confusing in my opinion. But we've got 350 CST in the front, car RC oils, and 300 in the back. So 300, 350, 1.6 times 2, 1.8 times 2, and then the stiff spring. But if you feel the car on the bench, it feels nice. It's got enough spring and rebound. It's not dead. It's not dead on either end, but it's still got that nice sort of progressive stiffness to it. So yeah, all good really. Very, very happy with these. Definitely recommend trying these if you can get them to fit on your car. Just for reference, we may end up going back to the Xray Springs, who knows. When we ran Xray, we were running the 5 dot on the front, which is the stiffest spring Xray do, and we were running the 4 dot on the rear, which obviously is the next to stiffest spring. And we have been running those, well, pretty much forever in terms of indoor racing. I know a lot of people run 4.4, but we found 4.5 was good, and we just run the kit rail bars. Never mess about taking the rail bars off. Obviously you can take the front rail bar off on the front if you want even more steering, but generally we just use the kit rail bars and leave those on the carpet car, and obviously we don't run any rail bars at all on the dirt car, and we haven't run any at workshop, for example, which we are very new to and still learning. So there you go. So little video, hope that helps. These have worked really well. Really happy with these. Let's just get the car where we need it to be. Probably won't need them on the low grip car because we'll be running 17, 18 millimeters, maybe even a higher ride height. But certainly to get the car really low, the WillSpeed Springs, they are just a little bit long. Cheers guys.